And a very pleasant good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to another edition of Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Today we're picking up a game that was rained out on Tuesday, as well as playing a full 7-inning contest, so sort of an abbreviated doubleheader today between two Skyline opponents. The Henley Hornets playing here at home today, and the Phoenix Pirates. My name is Josh Eldridge, so glad to be with you today. Like I said, this is Skyline Conference Baseball, a game that began back on Tuesday, and we're picking up in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be the bottom of the second with Henley leading 8-1 once we get things started in a little while this afternoon. But still some time before we resume that game one in just a little while. When we come back from our pregame coverage, we'll talk a little bit about what we saw back on Tuesday before the rain postponed us. We'll also take a look at the Skyline Conference standings. So let's take a look at who's around Henley at the top of the state at the 4A classification. All that's coming up as we continue your coverage of Henley baseball today on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Well, our managers are meeting at home plate today, and for Henley, that's going to be Joe Tacchini and Bill Hutchinson for the Phoenix Pirates. We were going to talk a little bit about the conference standings and chat a little bit about that. But before we get into all that action, let's in fact talk about the game that we saw back on Tuesday. It was an 8-1 Henley lead, and the Hornets have plated 6 runs as we go into this bottom of the second inning. Phoenix will be changing their pitcher. We'll find out who that's going to be once they take the mound. It'll be Caden Cunningham, but we'll take a deeper look at him as we kind of move throughout the contest today. Taking a look at the Skyline Conference standings as we do just briefly. At the top of the league, of course, is the Henley Hornets. They're 16-1. Hidden Valley 14-5. They picked up a couple of wins over Klamath Union yesterday, who is 3-7. They're in third place in the league. Now, the Pirates, if they're able to grab a win today, or maybe 2, they could climb over Klamath Union in the standings. Meantime, Mazama 1-7 in league play. They are at the bottom of the Skyline Conference. And as we kind of move throughout the second half of league play, it's kind of shaping up as we expected. Henley and Hidden Valley battling it out for the top of the conference, and then Klamath Union, Phoenix, and Mazama battling for that third spot that will be a postseason berth. Again, it was Klamath Union who had it last year, but Phoenix is right there in the hunt still, and it's a big game today against Henley, a big pair of games today against the Hornets. Again, it'll be picked up from the bottom of the second inning from Tuesday's rainout, and then we will start the second game that was originally scheduled today. And so that's sort of the order of events this afternoon. I mentioned our coaches meeting at home plate. They're swapping lineups. Not too many changes. In fact, no changes for Henley. Again, the only change for Phoenix is that Caden Cunningham will be taking the mound. Sam Schultz will be moving over to third. We'll talk a little bit about that as we get closer to first pitch. In the meantime, we'll step aside on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Henley Baseball is next.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Josh Eldridge back with you at Rosser Field on the campus of Henley High School as we get ready for Skyline Conference baseball today between the Henley Hornets and the Phoenix Pirates. Picking things up where we left off on Tuesday in the bottom of the second inning with 2 outs and an 0-1 count to Thomas Bakke. The Hornets actually batted around at the bottom of the second inning before rain postponed us on Tuesday. They've scored 6 runs in this inning, but they will be facing a new pitcher in Caden Cunningham. We'll try to get you a look at stats at him in just a moment, but as we take a look at what Sam Schultz was able to accomplish as the starter for Phoenix, there was a couple of unforced errors there from Phoenix, as we'll try to get an idea of what his final line score will end up being. He would be responsible for Max Price, who is aboard at first base. So can't completely close the book on Schultz yet, but he did work 1 2/3 innings, gave up 8 hits, 8 runs. Each of them were earned. He walked 2 and struck out 2. Again, he would be responsible for Price, who will begin the game on base at first. So it'll be Bakke, Corbin Hamilton, and Luke Austin to lead things off for the Hornets this half inning. That'll be 7, 8, and 9 in their order. If you missed it on Tuesday, we talked a little bit about Thomas Bakke and Corbin Hamilton slotting themselves into the starting lineup in place of Drew Frank and Owen Harper. A couple of younger players getting into the lineup, and Henley just trying to mix things up as you move deeper into league play. You know, Owen Harper had been struggling a little bit at the beginning of the season. And Lane Frank was, I wouldn't call what Frank was doing struggling, but he was certainly not one of the top producers on the team. So giving an opportunity to a guy like Bakke or Hamilton, we'll see how it goes. The first pitch after the rain delay is popped up behind first base. Price took off to second, and I believe that ball was out of play. It almost was danger for the Hornets, who had a little bit of a hit-and-run action on with Price there at first. But, oh, no, he did catch it. That will end the inning. So we'll take one more break and come back for the top of the third. Henley leads 8-1 on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Welcome back to 104.3 and 960 Sports and Henley Baseball, MyBasin.com. Getting things started in the top of the third inning for Phoenix. It looks like it's going to be the top of their order. That's Jackson Schultz, Ryan Watts, and Caden Souza to get things started in the third. It'll still be Bo Pyle on the mound for Henley. Nothing's changing for the Hornets. We'll set up the defense for Henley. Shively behind the dish, Carpenter at third, Hayes at short with Sims at second. Hamilton's aboard or playing first. Austin in left, Price in center and right. Peyton, and then Max is in right field. Right-hander Pyle ready to deliver to Schultz. First pitch is swung on and missed. 0-1 to Schultz, who is 0 for 1 today. He reached on an error in the first and would come around to score the lone run of the game so far for Phoenix. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Pyle. That'll be in the dirt, a ball and a strike. Schultz awaits the pitch from Pyle in the windup, and he'll take ball 2. That looked to be low, 2-1. Pyle so far today on the mound has given up that 1 run. It is unearned. He did allow 2 more base runners to get on in that first inning, but neither of them were base hits. So the line for Pyle, at least so far, 2 innings pitched, 1 run, unearned, no hits, and he's also struck out 2 batters to this point in the ball game, and a 2-2 count to Jackson Schultz. Here's the delivery from Pyle. That's in the dirt. Good block there by Shively. Runs the count full now, 3-2. The full count pitch on the way is going to miss low, so that's how we'll get things started in the top half of the third. Third walk issued by Bo Pyle today brings up Ryan Watts. Or I guess not today. First walk today, but third in the ball game. I have to kind of think about that today as Ryan Watts steps in. He's 0 for 1, a strikeout victim in the first inning. Pyle checks the runner, now delivers home. That's a good fastball on the outer third. Graces the plate, 0-1. Decent lead off of first by Schultz. Takes a good secondary lead. The fastball home, swung on and missed there by Ryan Watts. So now the right-handed shortstop for Phoenix going to have to get a little bit defensive at the plate. Pyle can go mostly wherever he wants to here. Shively sets up on the outside. Here's the pitch from Pyle. It's a curveball that misses low. Pyle hasn't been able to connect on that curveball, at least in the first couple of batters this game. It's missed low each time. See if he's able to iron that out. Pyle looks in, gets the sign from Shively, now delivers. That's low again. Might have been the changeup there, but 2-2. As Watts has worked himself back into this at-bat. That was a good take there. The changeup looked like it might have been knee-high, then kind of dropped off the table at the end. Wound up a bit low, so it's a 2-2 count there to Watts. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, elevated fastball. Down he goes swinging for the first out here in the top of the third. This will bring up Caden Sousa. Sousa's 0 for 1 today, a strikeout. Pitch home, swung on and missed. Taken off for second is Schultz. The throw down was in time, but unable to corral it was Sims out there at second. And so in there at second base after the steal is Schultz. It was a strike at the plate and an 0-1 count to Sousa, the designated hitter. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, blocked by Shively, but Schultz takes off for third. He'll get in there standing on the wild pitch. It's a 1-1 count to Sousa now with a runner 90 feet away from scoring at third. The 1-1 taken outside. 2-1 to Sousa. The delivery is up high, 3-1 now to Sousa. Luke Jennings is on deck for Phoenix. Pyle delivering from the windup now. Here's the 3-1. That will bounce and a walk. Runners now at the corners for Luke Jennings. Couple of walks surrendered by Pyle in this one. See if they've got anything with Sousa going at first. We've seen Phoenix try to do this in the past to manufacture a run. Again, Schultz is over there at third. Fouled off, 0-1 the first pitch to Jennings. Starting first baseman for Phoenix. Every batter in this Phoenix order today from the right side, and that pitch will miss high, 1-1. Pyle with the delivery, the 1-1 will miss outside, 2-1 now the count. First baseman Hamilton holding the runner at first, and Carpenter at third base. He's playing fairly close to the bag. It's popped up behind the plate. Looks to be out of play, foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Jennings. Middle infield for Henley. Hayes at short, Sims at second. They're at double play depth. Here's the 2-2 home. Hard ground ball is going to go foul. Looked to be off Coach Hutchinson for Phoenix. Couldn't quite dance out of the way fast enough on that one, so he's hopping out of the way, but he looks to be okay. Still a 2-2 count home to Jennings. All right, we are ready to go. Jennings back in. Back of the batter's box, the 2-2 delivered home. Ooh, just misses outside. And looked like it might have been the fastball just a little bit outside. Good take by Jennings. It ended up being a ball. I don't know if I could have laid off that one myself. Here's the full count pitch. That one's bounced out towards short and off the glove of Aiden Hayes and into left field. A run with the RBI, and Phoenix Now only trailing 8-2 with runners at first and second for Carver-Wallowicz. Josh Eldridge back with you from Henley High School on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Back with you for the Hornets taking on the Pirates, and Henley has got a new pitcher. It'll be Owen Harper into the game. He'll be in relief of Bo Pyle, and we'll take a quick look at Harper so far on this season. Harper hasn't had much work. This is only his 5th appearance of the season in 7 innings of work with an ERA of 7. Last time we saw him, I believe, was against these Pirates. And he'll inherit a situation where there's runners at first and second. Jennings aboard at first, Sousa at second, and Carver-Wallowicz to bat. Only one away in the top of the third, where Phoenix has already scored 1 run. Here's the pitch from Harper. Scouting report for Harper as he fires in strike 1. Harper throws a hard fastball, has a good changeup too, and a pretty hard slider. It's got a lot of late cut. The problem for Harper has always been the placement and the control, especially of the fastball. If he's able to dial that in, Harper is darn near unhittable, but it's always been the control that's an issue as he bounces one in the dirt there. A ball and a strike. He'll probably, we'll see about it, replace Bo Pyle in the lineup unless they've got something out there for Sims at second. That's Pyle's sort of secondary position out there. It's a 1-1 count to Wallowicz, and the pitch is going to miss high, 2-1. Two and one. Harper comes set to Wallowicz, checks the runner out there at second, delivers home. That pitch will also miss high, now 3-1. And for Harper on the mound, said last time I thought we saw him might have been against Phoenix. It was actually against Klamath Union last time we saw Harper when he worked just 1 inning. That pitch will miss high and be ball 4. That will load the bases for Sam Schiltz. Walks have been something of an issue for Harper, as I mentioned. He's surrendered 8 so far in 7 innings of work. That'll be number 9 right there for Harper. He'll be working out of the stretch with the bases loaded and Schiltz at the plate. First pitch to Schiltz in the dirt, but everyone is staying put as Shively keeps it in front of him, a 1-0 count. Sam Schiltz this season batting .179, but look at the times he's come up for his team. He does have 8 RBIs, which is good for 3rd on the team, so even though not hitting for a great average, he's come up in the spots where his team needs him. The 1-0, that is taken high, 2-0. Last time was batting with an RBI opportunity. He would fly out to end the first inning. Schiltz 0 for 1 today. Here's a pitch. That one also misses high, but gets to the backstop. Shively up with it, but nobody's moving. In fact, it was Sousa who got about halfway home and then decided to book it back to 3rd. Shively's kind of sneaky quick behind the plate and on the base pads. You think, oh, he's a catcher, probably doesn't have the best wheels. Well, that's not Connor Shively. He's pretty quick to get out of that catcher's stance and go after the ball if it gets past him. It is a 3-0 count to Schiltz. Harper delivers, and that will miss high and walk in a run. Wallowicz advances to second, Jennings to 3rd. Sousa scores. The score now 8-3 Henley. And back-to-back walks for Harper to start his appearance today. Brings up Luca Patron. He's 0 for 1. Now, this is a Phoenix lineup that you really can just throw strikes to. Your defense is good if you're Henley. You've got real sure-handed guys on the left side of the infield. Now, Sims and Hamilton on the right side. Yes, they are freshmen, but they're here on varsity for a reason. They're sure-handed as well. And especially this bottom of the Phoenix lineup who can make contact, but they're not the most powerful bunch. So just throwing strikes in there and let your defense do the work. As Harper gets there, strike 1 on a foul ball. It's 0-1. Take a look at Patron this season. Patron is batting .211 with 6 RBI this season with the bases loaded. Down in the count 0-1. The pitch. Curveball bounces away from Shively. Again, nobody moving. Shively quick to get to it. A ball and a strike. Harper back on the rubber, looks in. Shively delivers the sign. Harper now set. The 1-1 delivered from the righty is swung on and missed. Harper gassed the fastball by him. It's a ball and 2 strikes. There you see what he can do in just that one pitch. A hard fastball in on the hands of the right-handed hitting Patron. Here's a pitch. That one is grounded right back towards Harper. Skips off the heel of his glove and towards second base. Nobody was there, and a run will score. RBI single for Patron will score Jennings, and now it's 8-4 Henley. Phoenix cutting into this lead. Wallowicz to third, Schultz to second, and now Saul Segundo to bat for the Pirates. Segundo this season is batting $150, and strike one in there to Segundo. 0-1. Set is Harper. That pitch will find the zone. 0-2. A couple of good fastballs there from Harper to try to get ahead here. Here's the 0-2. That is swung on and missed. Segundo down on strikes for the second out. Two away, bases loaded for Caden Cunningham. Started at third base today, now pitching. Cunningham, though, as a batter this season, hitting .200 even for the year. Here's the first pitch to him from Harper. It is taken for a ball. That one certainly missed high, 1-0. At first, Patron. Second, it's Schultz. Wallowicz at third. Already, three runs home this inning for the Pirates. That pitch will miss as well, 2-0. Or pardon me, 1-1. Taken for a strike there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count to Cunningham. Set is Harper trying to get out of this jam. The 1-2 in the dirt, kicks away from Shively, but again, quick to it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Cunningham. On deck, the top of the order is Jackson Schultz. Pirates close to batting around here in the third. Here's the 2-2. That is flared into foul territory behind first, and no one is going to get to that one. And new life for Cunningham. He'll be able to bat once more with a 2-2 count. Harper set with the 2-2. Here we go. Swung on and missed, and the Pirates leave the bases loaded. But they do score 3 runs in the inning on 2 base hits. They trail 8-4. Henley takes the lead into the bottom of the third inning on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Back with you on 104.3 and 960 Sports, also mybasin.com. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, the Henley Hornets lead the Phoenix Pirates 8-4. Due up this half for Henley, Corbin Hamilton, Luke Austin, and Peyton Price. That's 8, 9, and 1 in the Henley order. Talked about Caden Cunningham out there on the mound for Phoenix. Didn't quite get a great look at him as far as his pitching stats for the year, but let's go ahead and do that now. This is Cunningham's fourth appearance on the year. He's worked 8 complete innings, and that's including the out he recorded in the half of last inning that he worked. So far this season, an ERA of 9.13. Not where he'd like to be, but an opportunity to work probably, if he's able to stay in here the rest of this game and knock that down. Again, not a huge sample size for Cunningham. He's only pitched 7 innings, but he has given up 10 earned runs. Here's the first pitch. Looks to be the off-speed pitch that finds the zone. 0-1, the count to Corbin Hamilton, who is 1 for 1 today. Hamilton doubled in a run in his first plate appearance. Cunningham delivers the 0-1. And that one will miss low, a ball and a strike. For Hamilton this season, batting .250. And this is only the 10th game he's appeared in for the Hornets out of their 17 contests. It's a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Looked to be the curveball. Hamilton hammers it into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Hamilton takes a big turnaround first, and he's going to stay there, even though the left fielder Patron bobbled it a bit. It'll be a leadoff single for Corbin Hamilton in the bottom of the third. Makes him 2 for 2 today. A nice start to the afternoon for the Henley freshman. And in steps Luke Austin, who also doubled in a run in the big 6-run second inning that Henley had back on Tuesday. Here's the first pitch to Austin. That will miss inside, 1-0. Again, if you're just joining us, this game is resumed from a rained-out contest back on Tuesday. So, again, Austin already 1 for 1, even though we're pretty much just getting started today. Cunningham steps off, checks the runner at first. Now he's back on the bump, ready to deliver. He's set with the 1-0 pitch. Kicks and fires. That one's also taken to left, and that one's going to be caught by Patron on the run for the first out. So now, Peyton Price, the top of the Henley order to bat. Price today, he's walked, and he's also hit an RBI double. He's come around to score each time. Price is second on the team in runs scored this season, behind only Aiden Hayes. Step-off move. Pardon me, Connor Shively is first in the team in runs, so that puts Price there in the third spot. Hit foul. First pitch, it's an 0-1 count to Price. Decent lead off of first there from Hamilton. Leaning towards the first base side. The 0-1 pitch will miss high. It is a 1-1 count now to Peyton Price. Now, we talked about the weather. It was a rain out on Tuesday. We shouldn't expect rain today, although here in the Basin, you never do quite know. But 49 degrees right now. Throw over to first, back safely. We should see 50 at some point today, but not going to be much higher than that. Just a windy, kind of chilly afternoon in the South Basin. A ball and a strike. Here it is. And it's going to miss high. 2-1. Count to Price. After Price in the order is Connor Shively. Here's the 2-1 to Price. That one's hit sky high, out to left. Over is Patron. That's over his head and off the wall. Hamilton is going to score. Rounding second, headed for third is Price, and he will slide in safely. An RBI triple for Peyton Price puts Henley up 9-4. So now that'll bring up Connor Shively. Shively leading the Skyline Conference in almost every major statistical category except for home runs and RBIs. Both of those belong to Carpenter, but batting .509 on the season, leading the league. On-base percentage of .616, that leads the league. And how about runs scored? 26 on the season. I believe that leads the league as well. He takes ball one. Henley has blasted through Skyline Conference play this season. Only a couple of their 8 wins have been particularly close. And they were both against Hidden Valley last week. Shively rips one on a line into right field. An RBI single for the Henley catcher puts the score 10-4. So that scored Price from third. Now Aiden Hayes bats with 1 out. A runner aboard at first here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the delivery to Aiden Hayes. The curveball is ripped into left field. Shively was stealing second, so he's going to take the big turnaround and head for third. That'll put runners at the corners for Mark Carpenter. And we've got a conference on the mound for Phoenix. It's a perfect time for us to remind you today that little things can add up to big bills when you're buying, selling, or owning a home. That's why Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty's exclusive Beyond the Sale guarantees protect buyers, sellers, and homeowners from unexpected repair bills. To learn more, call Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty today. Just a short conference, it seems, as it'll just be Cunningham, Schiltz, the catcher, and the pitching coach for Phoenix out there. The infield's going to stay apart, so it looks like nothing's going to be changing as Mark Carpenter will bat for Henley. Now, I mentioned Carpenter, the league leader in the other 2 major stats for Henley. He leads the team in home runs with 6 and has 29 RBI. Actually, give him 31 RBI. I know the stat sheet I'm looking at right now doesn't account for his 2-run home run that he hit in the 2nd inning back on Tuesday. Bats now with runners at the corners and just 1 out. And stepping off is Cunningham. He came set and just kind of held it there for a moment. Decides to step off. Now ready with the first pitch to Carpenter. Here it is. Carpenter takes a curveball. Stealing second is Hayes. They fire down to third to try to get Shively, but he's actually going to be back safely. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Mark Carpenter. It's a 1-0 count to Mark. Here's the pitch. That one sent into center field for a base hit. 1 run will score. Hayes is waved around third to score. Carpenter getting greedy, sliding into second base safely. And an RBI double, scores 2, and Henley's up 12-4. Shively and Hayes both score on the play for Bo Pyle to bat now. Pyle is 0 for 1 today with an RBI. He hit a sacrifice in the first, grounded out in the second. And a matter of fact, it'll be Owen Harper who bats for Bo Pyle here, so we'll make that change for you. Harper is going to take ball 1 on the outside. So day is over for Pyle, it seems, unless he re-enters the game at a later date at second base, which again could be the case, but we'll see. It's a 1-0 count to Harper. Harper pops one up in the air behind shortstop. Over it is Watts, battling the wind, but he makes the catch for the second out. So that'll bring up Max Price with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Henley leads 12-4, and a runner aboard at second is Mark Carpenter. And Carpenter a couple of steps down the line, but stepping off is Cunningham to walk him back. And another move over to second, but back is Carpenter. Would be surprised if they just sent Carpenter on a whim here. Although Henley does like to get tricky on the base paths. Here's the pitch. It's going to be popped foul by Price, an 0-1 count to the Henley freshman right fielder. Haven't seen Max play in the outfield all that much before this game. We mentioned the lineup changes for Henley. It's kind of the first time they've changed anything in league play. Max Price this season hitting .245. He's appeared and played in every game for Henley this year. It's strike two called on the outside to Price. He's behind 0-2. Coming set with it is Cunningham, and the delivery. Looked to be an off-speed pitch, but that'll miss high. A ball and a strike now to Price. On deck, Thomas Bakke. Set is Cunningham with the 1-2. And it's a move back over to second. Carpenter gets back safely. No throw on any of these moves to second from Cunningham. Just trying to keep Carpenter honest out there. The 1-2 home. Looked to be a curveball in the dirt. Skips away from Schiltz. Carpenter gets to third. And took a big turn. He runs hard on that play. Gets to third. Could have maybe scored, make Phoenix work for it, but decides against it. And now 90 feet away from scoring, and a 2-2 count to Price. The pitch is looked at outside for ball 3. And now a full count to Max Price. Here's the pitch from Cunningham. That one will miss high. Put him at first for Thomas Bakke to bat now with runners at the corners. And still just 2 away in the inning. Bakke so far today has reached on an error and flown out. Bakke takes a curveball for a strike. Stealing second is Price. They throw back to the pitcher hard to maybe try to bait Carpenter into scoring, but he stays home at third. So now 2 runners in scoring position and an 0-1 count to Bakke. Thomas so far this season batting .296, 11 RBIs for him on the season. Here's the 0-1. Bakke takes a pitch outside, gets away from the catcher, Schiltz. Carpenter breaking from the plate, the throw in. Carpenter dives in safely, and Henley scores their 13th run of the ball game. They lead by 9. Advancing to third on that play was Max Price, and great base running there from Mark Carpenter in every aspect. Was heads up to get to second base. The great wherewithal to advance on a couple of pass balls to score, and Henley now leads 13-4. Here's the 1-1 count. Bakke swings and misses for strike 2. The pitch. Bakke pops one up behind second base, carrying out towards right field, and off the glove of the second baseman, Behard. Diving into second off the error is Bakke. A run will score, and that makes it 14-4 Henley. A tough play for the second baseman, Behard, to make. Probably should have been made by the right fielder, Segundo. But Behard was the one who was there and committed the error. So that will bring up Corbin Hamilton. Hamilton earlier this inning singled and came around to score. Here's the pitch. That one's going to miss high. 1-0. And again, a situation for Henley where really good base running keeps the situation in their favor. Bakke just sort of weakly flared that one to shallow right field, but he was hustling out of the batter's box took a big turn around first just in case, and it paid off. This one is popped up in the infield. Watts calls everybody off. He will make the catch and end the inning. The Hornets, they score 6 runs in the inning on 5 base hits. They leave one stranded. They lead 14-4 as we head to the top of the 4th on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate!
Top of the Phoenix order due up trying to answer in this one as they gave up 6 in the bottom half of the third. It'll be Jackson Schiltz, Ryan Watts, and Caden Souza in the top half of the 4th. So far in the ball game, we'll take a look at it. It's 14 runs on 10 hits, 1 error for the Henley Hornets so far. 4 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors for the Pirates so far in the ball game. And again, it's going to be Jackson Schiltz stepping in against Owen Harper into his second inning of work. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air towards the right center field gap. That will get down for a base hit. Price showing off his speed to clear the gap quickly in center. So that one could have been extra bases, but will end up as just a single to lead off the 4th inning for Schiltz. Brings up Ryan Watts, 0 for 2 today, a couple of strikeouts. But Harper's got to know that that's not the worst outcome. You throw a good pitch that just gets hit right back where it came from. Fires in a ball there, 1-0. Again, just throwing those strikes for Harper has just been his biggest challenge on the mound this year and in years past. A 1-0. Misses high there, 2-0. On deck after Watts, mentioned is Caden Souza. The Pirates scored 3 runs in the 3rd. This offense can score. As a matter of fact, they were shut out the last 2 times they played Henley, but this this 3rd and 4th time seeing the Henley team, as it was a doubleheader last time these played. They're starting to see the ball a little bit better. It's a 3-0 count to Watts. Here's the delivery from Harper. Whoa, misses real high and in. And so Schiltz to second. Watts aboard at first after the walk. And that brings up Caden Souza. A great opportunity here for the Pirates. Try to cut back into this lead. Souza this season leads his team in RBI, 14 this year. He'll foul off the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Souza today struck out in the first, walked, and scored in the 3rd. But again, a good opportunity for one of the team's best hitters with runners in scoring position. Harper with the 0-1. That one will find the zone, 0-2 count to Souza. The 0-2 from Harper. Taken for strike 3 call. Down goes Souza for the first out in the inning. Batting now is Luke Jennings. Jennings walked in the first, hit an RBI single in the 3rd, and would eventually score. Taking a look Just a little bit deeper of a look into this Phoenix Pirates ball club. They are losers of 3 of their last 4 ball games. A pitch in the dirt, both runners advancing. The throw down to third is going to be late. So that will put Schultz at third. Watts advanced to second. The Pirates' last win coming on April 18th against Mazama. They split a pair of games with the Vikings. In fact, a 7-5 loss for Phoenix. It's the Vikings' only win of league play. Ground ball out to short. Hayes up with it. Throws on to first in time. But Schultz will score from third. Make the score 14-5. Now advancing to third is going to be Watts. That'll bring up Carver Wallowicz, who is without an at-bat today. He's walked each time, has also been left stranded each time. Pitch to Wallowicz, popped up, out of play, and that'll be strike one. Wallowicz this season batting .182. Seven of his 8 hits this year has been singles, but that's all he needs. And in fact, he'll get hit by a pitch here, and that should load the bases for Sam Schultz. Ground ball hit to second. Sims on to Harper for one. Back to Bakke. And that will be a double play. Pardon me. Hayes and Hamilton turning that play. And that will end the inning. The Pirates, they do score 1 in the inning, but they trail 14-5. This is Henley Baseball on 104.3 60 Sports.
Using Smith-Based Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Bottom of the 4th inning, and Henley leads 14-5 on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Due up this half, Luke Austin, Peyton Price, and Connor Shively. And still on the mound for Phoenix, Caden Cunningham. Phoenix scored 1 run in the top of this inning, make the score 14-5. Henley scored 6 in the bottom of the 3rd. Again, this is the first of 2 today from Henley High School. The second game was originally just supposed to be scheduled at 5 o'clock. Again, this was rained out on Tuesday, picked it up in progress. And now moving to the second half of the ball game as that pitch is taken. They'll call it a ball on the outside to Luke Austin. Austin second in the conference in batting average, .486 entering play today, the number 9 hitter in the Henley order. Here's the 1-0. That pitch will find the zone. A really nice curveball there from Cunningham. And for Austin, doubled in a run today, also flew out. That was in the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-1 to Austin. Another big breaking ball. That one doesn't have enough break to it. 2 balls and a strike to Austin. Talked a little bit about Phoenix in the last half inning. Let's take a look at Henley, who is carrying a 12-game winning streak into today's contest. It's a 3-0 count now to Austin. Their last loss was just about a month ago on March 28th when they lost to Banks at the Challenger Classic. Have not lost in league play. And the 3-1 is delivered high for a walk, a leadoff walk for Henley here in the 4th, and that will bring up Peyton Price. Price today has had a good one. He's scored 3 runs. He's gotten on base in each of his plate appearances. He walked, doubled, and tripled in the game. He's also got 2 RBIs today. Move over to first. Diving back safely is Austin. Here's the pitch. Hard ground ball. Skips off the third base bag. Fair. Down the left field line. Rounding second. Heading for third is Austin. He will slide in safely. Up to second is Peyton Price. And a double has the Hornets in business here in the bottom of the 4th for Connor Shively. Shively 2 for 3 today. He's doubled, struck out, and singled in that order. He's also scored runs each of the times he's been on base today. Also give him an RBI back in the 3rd inning. First pitch to Shively. He's going to take strike 1 on the outside. The left-hander kind of just watches that curveball start outside of the zone and then just break back across the plate. An 0-1 count to Shively. Here it is. He's going to watch that one. A fastball that misses high. No doubt about that one. On deck, Aiden Hayes, hoping for an opportunity as Henley tries to build this lead back up over the 10-run mark as they try to maybe end this one in the top half of the 5th via the mercy rule. Here's the 1-1 to Shively. That's in the dirt. That's going to bounce away from Schultz. Breaking for the plate is Austin, and he will slide in safely. There is that 10th run we were talking about. Henley leads now 15-5. Everything else is gravy for the Hornets as Price stands at third. Connor Shively still at the plate in a 2-1 count. Shively takes that one high, 3-1. The count to the Henley catcher. After coming out of the bullpen, Cunningham hasn't allowed a walk until right now. Oh, is that the 3-1 there? I thought maybe I lost track of the count. Well, then in that case, Cunningham still hasn't offered up a walk yet to Henley. Here's the 3-1. There it is. That'll be ball 4. And now runners at the corners for Aiden Hayes. Hayes has singled twice, knocked in a run in the process. And Schultz is going to come out, talk to his catcher, Cunningham. Hey, if you want to stay in shape and be involved in a sport you love, earn some money in the process, you should become an athletic official. There's a shortage of officials in Oregon, as we certainly need help here in the Klamath Basin. Visit osaa.org/officials for more information and how you can get registered. Hayes at the plate. Here's the pitch. That one will miss low. A ball and a strike to Hayes. Again, he has scored 2 runs today. Walked in the second, scored, singled in the third and scored. He also singled in the first. Was left stranded, but credit him with the RBI. So the 1-0 to Hayes, taken for a strike on the inner third. 1-1. The count to Hayes. And we're going to have a courtesy runner come in for Shively, the catcher. Let's see. It looks like it's Ryan Douglas. I believe that is going to be Douglas out there. Confirm that for you. It's a 1-1 count home to Hayes. And the pitch. That one will miss wide, 2-1. And that is Ryan Douglas, the Henley sophomore, running for Shively. As Connor, as the catcher, afforded the courtesy runner to throw on the catcher's gear again. But did a good job working a walk to get on base. Here's the 2-1 to Hayes. Grounded foul, 2-2. Hayes this season batting .375, second on the team in RBIs at 21 on the season. Here's the 2-2 pitch home. That one's going to miss high, and the count runs full. Still nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. Here we go with the 3-2. Cunningham delivers. Swung on and missed. The curveball got Hayes swinging for strike 3. And that will be the first out in the inning, bringing up Mark Carpenter. Carpenter this game has, well, he's had a good one. He struck out in the first, but 4 RBIs total on a 2-run blast in the second and a 2 RBI double in the third. See what he can do here with runners at the corners and 1 away. The pitch from Cunningham is going to miss high to Carpenter, 1-0. At first, it's Douglas. At third, it's Price. On deck, Owen Harper. The 1-0 on its way to Carpenter. Here it is. That one will miss, 2-0. Carpenter, to my math, is averaging almost 2 RBI per game for Henley this year. Here's the 2-0. That one's called a strike, 2-1. Let's see. 33 RBI. This is the 18th game for Henley this year. So yeah, almost 2 per game for Carpenter. Swings and pops that one up. Near first base, behind the mound, the first baseman Jennings over to glove that one for the second out. That'll bring up Owen Harper, who grounded out in his first at-bat back in the third. He's hitting in place of Bo Pyle, who started pitching today. Harper relieved him on the mound, will also relieve him in the batting order. Here's the first pitch to Harper. That one's hit sky high, shallow center field. In is the center fielder Wallowicz, but that'll drop in front of him. And that will score Price from third. Douglas advances to third. Aboard at first is Harper. And that'll be an RBI single as Henley leads 16-5. Still runners at the corners for Max Price. Here's the pitch. Going to miss high to Price, 1-0. Price, then Bakke due up for the Hornets. That's popped up. Playable near behind third base. And the third baseman, Schultz, unable to grab that one. Thought he was running out of room, maybe by the dugout. And that one will drop harmlessly to the well-kept grass of Rosser Field. A ball and a strike to Max Price. Decent lead off of first from Harper. Cunningham set with the 1-1. Bouncing ball past the glove of Schultz at third and into left field. An RBI single for Price scores Douglas, and Henley leads now 17-5. Harper advanced to second. Aboard at first is Price, and Thomas Bakke to bat. Bakke today has reached on an error twice, and he's also flown out today. In the third inning, he hit one kind of weakly out towards right field. That was an error by the second baseman. Give him the RBI. He bounces one right back to the pitcher, Cunningham, who tosses it on to Jennings at first to end the inning. But the Hornets do plate 3 runs in the inning on 3 base hits. They leave 2 stranded. They lead 17-5 as we head to the top half of the 5th on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Top of the 5th inning, and due up for Phoenix, Luca Patron, Saul Segundo, and Caden Cunningham. That's the bottom of the Pirates' order as they trail by 12, 17-5 at the top of the 5th inning. They'll need to score 3 runs to extend this ball game. And still on the mound for Henley is Owen Harper. Harper into his 3rd inning of work so far has only surrendered 1 run that's his today. Here's the first pitch to Patron. A good fastball fouled off. 0-1. Harper comes in with not exactly an over-the-top arm angle, but kind of off to the side. Hard to describe without watching it, but it really allows him to take a deep stride and sling in the fastball. That time is going to miss with the breaking ball, a ball and a strike to Patron, who is 1 for 2 today. He grounded out in the 2nd. And hit an RBI single in the 3rd. Here's the 1-1 home. Bouncing ball out towards 3rd. Carpenter over. Fires to 1st in time for the 1st out. Saul Segundo to bat now for the Pirates. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded out in the 2nd and struck out in the 3rd. Got to retrieve the bat. All right, here we go. Shively delivers the sign to Harper. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outer 3rd. Elevated in the zone as well. 0-1. The count to Segundo, the Phoenix right fielder. Here's the pitch from Harper. That'll be taken for ball 1 on the outside. Good pitch to lay off there by Segundo. This season for Saul, he's hitting 150 on the season. The 1-1. Swung on and missed there. A ball and 2 strikes to Segundo. The 1-2 home from Harper is fouled off. Good job by Segundo to just get some kind of piece of that one, fight it off. It's one of those pitches that's high, might be in the zone, might not be, so good job there to fight it off. Here's the 1-2. Also another one. That one in on the hands. Segundo putting up a good battle here at the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. Still to count. 1 away in the top of the 5th. And Henley leads 17-5. Here's the pitch from Harper. Swung on and missed, but it bounces off of the plate and to the backstop. Shively up with it, but Segundo's going to reach 1st on the drop 3rd strike. Going to have a substitution come in for Phoenix, and we'll try to get that for you. Batting instead of Cade Cunningham, it looks like it's going to be Tanner Shue. Pitch is in the dirt. Shively throws down to second and guns down Segundo trying to advance. And a 1-0 count at the plate, but now 2 outs for Shue. Two-0 count to Shue. Taking a look at Shue so far this season, batting 143, the 2-0 home. Swung on and missed. 2-1. A little bit tardy on the fastball there, nearly swung out of his shoes to try to catch up with it. That pitch fouled back, 2-2. The count to Tanner Shue. Again, batting in place of Cade Cunningham. Cunningham ends his day after an 0-for-2 performance with a ground out and a strikeout. 2-2. Curveball offered up at and missed in the dirt. This time Shively sticks with it, fires down to first, and that will end the ball game. Final score today, Henley wins this one 17-5. We'll be back and try to recap this one for you as we continue your coverage this season of Henley baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Introducing Smith Bates Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place and then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Final score at Game 1 here at Henley High School, 17-5. The Hornets claiming victory here. 17 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for Henley. 5 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Pirates today. Let's take a look at Bo Pyle, today's winning pitcher for Henley, going 2 1/3 inning, 1 hit, 4 runs, 2 earned, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. Owen Harper worked in relief to final 2 2/3 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. He walked 3, struck out 5 in this performance. Losing pitcher goes to Sam Schiltz today, who worked 1 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs, each of them earned, walked 2, and struck out 2. Couple of notables for Henley today, as per usual. We end up highlighting Mark Carpenter. He went 2 for 4 today, 4 RBIs, including a 2-run home run that helped his team to victory. We'll also take a look at Peyton Price, who finished 3 for 3 today. A couple of RBIs for him on the afternoon as well. 17-5, the final score this afternoon. What's up? Oh, hey, assistant coach Pete Whistler wants to stop by and tell everybody hello, and he encourages you to stick around for Game 2 today as we get ready in just a few minutes. Pardon me, on 104.3 and 960 Sports. If you're watching on the live stream on mybasin.com, you don't have to go anywhere. We're just going to throw up a photo preparing you for the game, and we'll be back about 10 minutes before first pitch. If you're listening on the radio on 104.3 and 960 Sports, we'll throw you back to the Bald-Faced Truth with John Canzano for just a few moments before we prepare for Game 2. Leave it here. Henley Baseball continues this afternoon on 104.3 and 960 Sports. And a very pleasant good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to or welcome back to Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. The Henley Hornets getting ready for the second of two in a doubleheader this afternoon from Rosser Field on the campus of Henley High School. Glad to be with you. My name is Josh Eldridge as the Hornets get ready to take on the Phoenix Pirates today. In the first game, it was 17-5, a quick 5-inning run rule victory for the Hornets, and just a few minutes away from getting the second game started this afternoon. The records on your screen right now, apologies, are incorrect if you're watching MyBasin.com. Henley stands at 17-1, 9-0 in conference play. The Phoenix Pirates 6-13, 2-7 in league play. Henley Hornets at the top of their league, looking to expand their lead over the Hidden Valley Mustangs, who are in second place right now. We'll take a little bit of a look at each of these two teams, as well as recap the first game for you when we come back on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Josh Eldridge back with you on 104.3 and 960 Sports and HD video on MyBasin.com. Getting ready for Henley baseball today, as Game 2 is just about underway between the Pirates and the Hornets. Thank you for being with us. Again, if you're watching on MyBasin.com, you see a little bit of a kind of a black bar situation there at the top of your screen. That is our camera lens and our cover for it, just in case there is rain today. We are trying to just be covered up. Luckily, not blocking the action for you all that much, so hopefully you can bear it today. As we get ready for Game 2 this afternoon, it will be, let's see, who is that out there for the Hornets? On the mound, it's going to be Corbin Hamilton, the right-handed freshman, getting the start today for Henley. And they'll be going up against a Phoenix lineup that goes like this. Leading off, Jackson Schiltz in center field. Ryan Watts at shortstop, bats second. Carver Wallowitz, the pitcher, hits third, followed by Luke Jennings, the first baseman, batting fourth. Sam Schiltz is catching, batting fifth. Luca Petrone in left, hitting sixth. Caden Cunningham at third base, bats seventh. Caden Sousa bats eighth, designated hitter. And Adric Baynard, the second baseman, rounds out the order for the Pirates. And we'll take a look in just a moment at the Henley starter, Hamilton. But that will be after we get our first pitch in today. It'll be taken for ball one. Hamilton, this season for Henley, on the mound, hasn't had a ton. Well, actually, he's third on the team in innings pitched. I hadn't seen him all that much. That is flared out into right field. A base hit for Schiltz to lead things off. Hamilton this season enters play with a 3-0 record. This is his fifth start of the year, an ERA of 1. He's pitched 21 innings, and he'll now go up against Ryan Watts with a runner on first and nobody out for the Pirates. A bunt is laid up in front of Shively, foul. 0-1 the count. We'll go around the diamond for you for Henley in just a moment, although if you followed us this season, not too much changes for these Hornets. Back pick down to first, diving back safely is Schiltz after the pitch out. A ball and a strike. Shively behind the dish for the Hornets. Carpenter is over at third with Hayes at short. We'll get you the rest after this. That pitch will miss in. 2-0. Bo Pyle starts at second today for Henley, and Harper is over at first. Outfield after the 2-1 pitch to Watts. That'll miss high, 3-1. In left field, it's Luke Austin. In center field, it's Max Price. And in right field, it's Lane Frank. The 3-1 misses in. And now 2 runners aboard with nobody out for Carver Wallowicz. Hamilton set with a first pitch. It's a bunt foul. Pirates looking to maybe try to play small ball, manufacture a run or two early in this game. Two runners on to start the top of the first in an 0-1 count to Carver Wallowicz. Showing bunt again, pulls it back, but that strike 2 called. Wallowicz in the first game was walked twice and hit by a pitch. Hasn't really had an opportunity to swing the bat all that much. And now, quickly, behind in the count, 0-2 to Corbin Hamilton. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. It'll be still 0-2 to Wallowicz. Luke Jennings on deck. Carver Wallowicz this season batting .182. A chance for the Pirates to get on the board. Wallowicz lifts one to right field. Foul. And the count will remain 0-2. Section of Hornets fans that camp out down the right field line. They're always there. And a tight-knit group over there, always joking and laughing around, as are all these Hornets fans. As this one's hit in the air to right field, Frank is over, and that will land in front of him, a base hit. They're going to hold Schiltz at third. Pirates are content to leave the bases loaded for their cleanup hitter, Luke Jennings. Jennings this season, as far as pure hitting, has been the best for Phoenix, hands down this year. He leads the team in base hits and batting average. Although as far as RBIs, he's not in the team lead. He is second in that metric, though, with 9 this season. A prime opportunity to knock in 1 or maybe 2. Swings and misses at the first pitch there, 0-1. Still nobody out in the top of the first inning. Pirates have the bases loaded against Hamilton. That one's fouled off, 0-2 the count now. Hamilton working out of an abbreviated windup, the 0-2. Grounded foul, count remains 0-2. A single from Schiltz, a walk from Watts, and another single from Wallowicz has loaded the bases for Phoenix in this half. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Corbin Hamilton reaches back and fires a fastball past Jennings for the first out of the inning. And that will bring up Sam Schiltz this season for Sam. 179 towards the bottom third of team batting average. Although, even though he's not hitting the ball consistently great, he has come up in these opportunities for his team. That one is hit foul, 0-1. Third on the team in RBIs with 8 this season. So you look at that for Sam Schiltz. With runners in scoring position, he's hitting .235 this year, a much higher average than his standard of in the 170s, 179. 0-2 the count to him now after he offered up and missed at a pitch from Hamilton. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed, and Hamilton almost trying to work himself out of a bases-loaded jam. All he needs is one more out to do it, and it's Luca Patron who steps up to the dish, batting .211 this season. Patron in the first game earlier today was 1 for 3. Singled and grounded out twice. Here's the first pitch to him. Taken low for a ball. 1-0. Caden Cunningham on deck, hoping for an opportunity, and they're going to bring in Wallowicz to the dugout, and a courtesy runner for him. And so now aboard at first is Tanner Shue. The 1-0. Hard ground ball up the middle of the infield. Hayes over the left field. 1 run scores. The throw in to stop the second is not in time. Schiltz scored. Watts scored. And an RBI, 2 RBI single for Patron puts the Pirates up 2-0. First pitch to Cunningham misses high, 1-0. Big base hit there by Patron. Pirates now have their first lead of this game. They did jump out to a 1-run lead in the first game this afternoon. Weekly hit ball into right field. Over is the second baseman, Pyle. He snow cones that one, had to reach for it, but that will retire the side. The Pirates score 2 runs on 3 base hits in the inning. They leave 2 stranded. They lead 2-0 as we go to the bottom half of the first on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Bottom of the first inning as the Henley Hornets try to answer the call, down 2-0 early in this one. On the mound for the Pirates is Carver Wallowicz. Take a look at him this season. Carver is in his 7th start of the year, team-leading 7th start, team-leading 10th appearance, and he has the most innings pitched this year, 25 2/3. Through all of that work, an ERA of 7.90 for Carver. A 1-1 record as he goes up against a Henley lineup that goes like this. Leading off at shortstop is Aiden Hayes. Connor Shively is catching, batting second. Mark Carpenter, the third baseman, is hitting third today for Henley, followed by Owen Harper, the first baseman, batting cleanup. Bo Pyle at second base bats fifth, followed by the center fielder Max Price. Lane Frank starts in right field, batting seventh. Ian Meyer, the designated hitter today, bats eighth, followed by Luke Austin in left to round out the Henley order. Aiden Hayes to bat now for the Hornets, going up against Carver Wallowicz. The first pitch is looked at for ball one. Peyton Price getting some rest, it seems, in this game. And Aiden Hayes slotted up into the lineup. Hayes so far this season is generally hit in the 3-hole this year, but batting .375 leading off this game. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Carver Wallowicz. And that's swung on and missed in the dirt. Hayes certainly wishes he could have that one back. A ball and 2 strikes. That one is hit in the air behind the mound. Could be trouble. That gets down. Hayes is going to beat it out. Doesn't have to be pretty, but a leadoff single for Hayes gets the Hornets started in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Connor Shively. Shively leading the team in batting average, .509. He's leading the conference as well. Taking off from first is Hayes. The throw down is not in time. Hayes swipes second on a called ball at the plate. So Shively now with a runner in scoring position, still nobody away. The pitch to Shively called a strike on the outer third. Nice pitch there by Wallowicz. Line drive into right field. That'll get down. They're waving Hayes around to score, and he will do so with ease. An RBI single cuts the Phoenix lead in half. Henley now trailing 2-1, and Shively aboard at first. That'll bring up Mark Carpenter. One of the most dangerous bats in the Henley order. Hit a 2-run home run and a 2 RBI double in the game earlier today. Taken off from first is Shively. Dives in safely and a steal for the Henley catcher. Pitch low. Count a ball and a strike to Carpenter. Throw over to second. Back safely is Shively. That's popped up in the infield. Over is the second baseman, Bayhard. He'll make the catch for the first out. That'll bring up Owen Harper. Swung on and missed. Harper out in front of the breaking ball on the first pitch. 0-1. Runner aboard at second is Shively. They're going to check him, and Shively back safely. That was a pretty well-placed throw there by Wallowicz to try to get him. But Shively just a bit too quick out there. It's a 0-1 count at the plate to Owen Harper. Harper singled in the last game, but this season has not been the senior season Harper had hoped for as he takes strike two. $178 batting this season. 4 RBIs this year. But when he does connect with the ball, he usually gives it a ride. The 0-2 is swung on and missed, an elevated fastball, and Harper down on strikes for the second out this inning. That'll bring up Bo Pyle. Pyle this season batting .316. In the first game, Pyle started on the mound, so when he was relieved, it didn't get too much of an opportunity after that, but he did knock in an RBI on a sacrifice fly in Henley's win earlier. Here he takes strike one, 0-1. On deck, Max Price, hoping for a chance. Henley trails 2-1 in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, 0-2. In and out of the glove of the catcher, Sam Schultz, but corrals it in time to keep Shively at second. But still an 0-2 count to Pyle. Wallowicz looking to get out of the first with the lead intact. Here's the pitch. Popped foul. And 0-2 count. Pyle awaits the 0-2. Here it is from Wallowicz. Bounced foul. Count remains 0-2. Good job there by Pyle to try to fight off a pitch. It looked like it might have been out of the zone, but in a 2-strike count, you never really can roll the dice like that. So Pyle, a nice job to stay alive and see another pitch here. We'll see what he does with another look at 0-2 from Wallowicz. Here it is. Aired out towards center field. The shortstop Watts back, and he will make the catch to end the inning. The Hornets score one on a couple of base hits. They leave one stranded, and they trail 2-1 as we head to the second on 104.3 and 960 and mybasin.com.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So let's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Top of the second inning, and Henley trails the Phoenix Pirates 2-1. And due up this half for Phoenix, Caden Souza, Adric Baynard, and Jackson Schultz. That's 8, 9, and 1 in the Phoenix order as they look to expand upon this lead they find themselves with after one. This is the first time in this series that Phoenix has led after the first inning. And this is the fourth and final time that these teams will meet this season, unless fate has it that they meet in the playoffs. Phoenix, though, a win here would bolster that resume and potentially help move them in front of the Klamath Union Pelicans, who are in third place in the conference. First pitch to Souza is in the dirt, 1-0. Take just a quick look now at the Skyline Conference standings. Henley's in first place, 8-0 in league play. I'll give you the league records. 1-0 is fouled by Souza. So 8-0 is Henley. Hidden Valley 8-2. They picked up a couple of wins yesterday against Klamath Union, who's 3-7 in conference play in third place. These Pirates are 2-6, and the Vikings are 1-7. That's how the Skyline Conference shapes up today. It is a 2-1 count to Caden Souza. Phoenix dugout alive, rooting on their team. Here's the 2-1. Grounded out towards second. Up with it is Pyle on the backhand. Throw on to first. Nice play by Pyle at second to record the first out. Sort of a routine ground ball to Pyle out there, but he does give you the nice little backhand and a quick step to first. That'll bring up Adric Maynard. First pitch to him is offered up at and missed. 0-1. Maynard this season, not a lot of opportunities at the plate this year, and in fact is hitless on the season. Swings and misses there, 0-2. He's only appeared in 5 games this year and only has 8 at-bats. In those 8, he's struck out 3 times. He's been hit by a pitch once. But still looking for his first at-bat of the season. Or his first base hit of the season, rather. An 0-2 count to Maynard. Here's the pitch. Looked at for strike 3 called. He goes down, and that will bring up the top of the Phoenix order. It's Jackson Schiltz. Jackson so far this game, 1 for 1. He singled in the first and would come around to score. Now bats with 2 away and the base is empty. Swung on and missed there. 0-1. Schiltz in the opening game today reached all 3 times and scored 3 runs. Now he reached on an error, walked, and singled. But still a good resume of his team's 5 runs. He scored 3 of them and has scored one of his team's 2 runs here in this game. Offers up at the 1-1 pitch, and it's fouled off. A ball and 2 strikes. Schiltz this season batting .245. Leads his team in runs scored with 12. Got to that mark after, again, scoring 3 runs earlier today in the previous game. It's a 2-2 count to Jackson Schiltz. Here's the delivery from Hamilton. Ground ball out towards second. Pyle up with it. Easy toss on to first, and that will be the 3rd out. The Pirates go down in order, but they lead 2-1 as we head to the bottom half of the second on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Six, 7, 8 in the Henley order due up. It's Max Price, Lane Frank, and Ian Meyer as the Hornets try to reclaim the lead. Right now down 2-1 in the bottom of the second inning. Carver Wallowicz throwing the ball nicely. He allowed back-to-back singles to start the first, but then 3 straight outs ended the Hornets' rally. The Pirates lead 2-1. Price to step up now. Earlier today, Max was 2 for 3. Also had an RBI in the 4th inning on a single. Came around to score on a walk as well. So Price stepping in to lead things off in the bottom of the second. Shows bunt, pulls back, ball 1. Price this season is batting 2:45, shows bunt again, lays down a nice bunt down the third base line, fielded by Cunningham. The throw is not in time. In fact, no throw at all. Cunningham just eats it and allows a single for Price. Tying run aboard, go ahead run at the plate. It's Lane Frank. Frank sat out the opening game of a doubleheader today, or abbreviated doubleheader, I suppose. But wasn't in the starting lineup, and now finds himself back in his home of right field. He's showing bunt again. And just like the Pirates were thinking about doing in the top of the first, the Hornets might be trying to play a bit of small ball here to get back and maybe tie this game or take the lead. The catcher and the pitcher, Schiltz and Wallowic's, going to converse out there on the mound, want to figure out what to do in this case of a bunt. You want to go off speed, try to get him to miss, or you just want to go right at him, allow him to lay this one down, let your defense try and make a play. It was a good bump by Price that got him to first base. It was just perfectly spaced between the third baseman and the pitcher. Cunningham came up with it, but it was too late for the speedy Price. Here's the pitch to Frank. He's showing bunt, lays it down the first base line. Up with it is the first baseman, Jennings. He'll apply the tag to Frank, and Price will advance to second. So one out and a runner in scoring position for Ian Meyer. Now, Meyer this season hasn't had a bunch of opportunities either. This will only be his sixth plate appearance. But in those 6 plate appearances, he's batting .400 this year. The first pitch to Meyer, taken for a strike, 0-1. Meyer, a sophomore, getting the start as the designated hitter today. Lines one to third, past the glove of Cunningham and into left. Rounding third and headed to score is Max Price. He'll do so in an RBI single for Ian Meyer, ties this game at 2. Now Luke Austin bats for the Hornets, second on the team in average, .486 for RBI this season. Austin has 10 on the year, but 7 extra base hits this season out of his 17 total hits for Austin. First pitch is going to miss high out of the glove of Schiltz, but staying at first is Meyer. It's a 1-0 count, one away for the Henley Hornets. They are tied with the Pirates 2-2, the bottom of the second. Aiden Hayes waits on deck for Henley, the top of the order for the Hornets. The 1-0. Ground ball towards short, past the diving glove of Watson into left. A single for Luke Austin puts runners at first and second for Aiden Hayes. Hayes singled and would score earlier in the game, scored the one run that Henley scored in the first. Wallowicz delivers the first pitch to Hayes in the dirt. Nice block by Schiltz to keep it in front of him. 1-0. Sam Schiltz, the Phoenix catcher, a freshman, doing a nice job. 1-0. Here's Wallowicz delivery. Line drive, that's into left field. Rounding third and headed for home is Ian Meyer. He will score. The throw to third to try to get Austin is not going to be in time. An RBI double for Aiden Hayes puts Henley up 3-2. Connor Shively bats now, 1 for 1 today, and an RBI single was that other at-bat in the first. Now hits with 2 runners in scoring position. Ground ball down the third base line, fielded in fair territory. Throw to first is not in time. A run will score. That's Austin from third. Hayes advances to third, and now Henley leads 4-2 with runners in scoring position off of the RBI infield single from Connor Shively. 2 RBIs on the day for the Henley catcher, and that brings up Mark Carpenter. Carpenter popped out to second in his first at-bat today. The pitch taking off from first is Shively. The throw down is going to be cut off, trying to stop the runner from third scoring. Henley likes to use that move. They know Shively could probably beat the throw even if it was down there. And so he stands at second. 2 runners in scoring position for the Skyline Conference leader in RBIs, Mark Carpenter. He takes ball 1. A ball and a strike to Carpenter. Carpenter's got 33 RBIs this season. Here's the 1-1. Pitch is taken wide, 2-1. And to think about all of the things Mark has been doing this season, and he still has another year of high school left, just a junior. 2-1, that pitch in the dirt, 3-1. You look at a guy like Carpenter, who's been a very good varsity contributor since he was a freshman. Feels like he's been around for a while, but he's still got time to go and time to develop. It's a 3-1 count to Carpenter. The pitch, that one will miss high, and the bases are loaded for the cleanup hitter, Owen Harper. This is the kind of spot that Harper, I think wants to be in. He, again, has hit a bit of a slump this season in his senior year, 178. Last year was above a 250 hitter, though. And you know he's capable of that because he's had a few multi-hit games this season, but just extended slumps have tanked his average. It's an 0-1 count to Harper. I think it's been mental for him as well. Feels like maybe he doesn't have the greatest approach here, but just poke one out there. The bases are loaded for you, young man. It's a ball that misses low, 1-1. You know it's a mental thing for Harper. I think it is. I mean, he leads his team in strikeouts this season at 14. The 1-1 grounded up the middle to second base, fielded by Baynard, and they try to get the out at second. They can't. And so we'll see how they mark it here. Could end up being a fielder's choice. Regardless, a run did score on the play, 5-2 Henley. Be curious how they score that one. Regardless, Harper aboard at first after Hayes scored. Shively to third, Carpenter to second. First pitch to Pyle, fouled off. Bases remain loaded. Max Price on deck. He led off this inning for Henley. 0-2 count to Pyle after he takes that one. Pyle 0 for 1 in this game. He flew out to short to end the first. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air, well fouled down the left field line. That had some really good distance there from Pyle. This season for Bo, just 1 home run. But he really got a hold of that one just a touch out in front of it. Now faces an 0-2 count after that loud strike. Hard ground ball. Look out into the Phoenix dugout. Still 0-2 count to Pyle, trying to battle up there and continue this inning. Henley has the bases loaded. Again, there is only 1 out, so middle infield at double play depth. Corners in for Phoenix. They might try to cut down the lead run. The 0-2 misses outside. 1-2 to Pyle. Outfield in center and right, shaded a bit in, but the left fielder Patron plays deep on the 1-2 pitch. Taken for ball 2 on the outside. Sam Schiltz, the catcher, delivers the sign. Sets up on the outside part of the plate. The 2-2. That's hit in the air towards center field. Back is Schiltz. That's over his head and will score multiple runs. Shively will score, Carpenter will score, and Harper winds up at third. A 2 RBI double puts Henley up 7-2. So now back where we started this inning for Max Price. Price singled and scored earlier this inning. Henley has plated 6 here in the second, and the pitch outside misses 1-0. Price, Frank, and Myers started the party. And a 1-0 count to Price. Misses in 2-0. Out at second is Pyle. At third is Harper. Popped up, foul territory, and that will be out. 2-1. That landed right behind where we were over here, behind first base, or third base rather. Heard the bounce on the concrete. 2-1. The count to Price. Pitch popped foul, 2-2. No movement from what I can tell in the Phoenix bullpen. Here's the 2-2. Taken wide, 3-2. The count now to Price. Wallowicz from the windup. Here it is. That one's hit hard to left field. Back is Patron, and that one is down. An extra base hit to be sure. Harper will score. They're waving around Pyle, and he will score standing. Another 2 RBI double. This time, give it to Max Price, as Henley leads now 9-2. Now Lane Frank bats. He grounded out to third base on an attempted bunt earlier this inning. He is the one out that Phoenix has recorded so far, but now likely just going to swing away with Max Price out there at second. Here's the pitch to Frank in the dirt past Schiltz. Advancing to third is Price. He'll do so easily. A 1-0 count to Lane Frank at the plate. Frank this season batting .278, 12 RBIs this year, though. Here's the 1-0. Frank tips it foul. A ball and a strike. One hit in the air. Looks to be behind second base. That could drop. Nobody's there to make the catch. And now breaking for home is Max Price. He will score. Now Henley leads 10-2. A single from Frank, an RBI for it as well, brings up Ian Meyer. Meyer singled in a run earlier this inning. Here's the pitch from Wallowicz. Taking his time, but here it is. Pitch misses high and in. Taking off for second is Frank. Dives in under the tag. And now Meyer with a runner in scoring position. Still one away in the bottom of the second inning. Henley has scored 9 runs in this inning alone. They are known to explode. I said this at the beginning of the season. This Henley team doesn't generally tack 1 run here, 2 runs there. They'll explode for 9 in an inning. Frank breaks for third on a pitch in the dirt and slides in safely. Heads up play there by Frank. 90 feet away from scoring, and a 2-0 count to Meyer. Or pardon me, a 2-1 count to Meyer, at least by my count. Scoreboard here says 2-0, but here's the pitch. Regardless, in the dirt, ball 3. 3-0, so my mistake there. On deck is Luke Austin. And the pitch. That will be strike 1. 3-1. Meyer skies one to center. Under it is Schiltz. He'll make the catch. Tagging and scoring from third is Frank. A sacrifice fly and an RBI for Ian Meyer makes this one 11-2. Luke Austin to bat now. He singled earlier this inning and would score. Here's the pitch. Ground ball towards third. Diving it is Cunningham. He comes up with it, but unable to make the throw in time. It was a good effort there by the third baseman Cunningham, but Austin has wheels and beats the play down the line for another base hit. 2 for 2 today is Austin, and that brings up Aiden Hayes, who's also 2 for 2 today. He singled and doubled so far in this game. Offers up at the first pitch and fouls it off, 0-1. See if with 2 outs they've got anything with Austin at first. Swing and a miss by Hayes at the plate, 0-2. Lead off of first by Austin. Wallowicz checks him, and he'll deliver the 0-2 home. Misses high, 1-2. Big hole on the right side of the infield is Jennings holding the runner at first, and Behard playing close to the second base bag. Here's the 1-2. It's in the dirt, skips away from Schiltz, and Austin will move up to second. And a 2-2 count to Luke Austin. Right-hander Hayes at the plate. Wallowicz waits, then delivers. The 2-2 misses high, 3-2. The count runs full to the Henley leadoff hitter. On deck, Connor Shively. The full count. Hard ground ball gets into left field. They're going to wave Austin. It is Henley who leads 13-2 after they exploded for 12 runs in the bottom half of the second. Corbin Hamilton will pitch now and try to keep things where they are for Henley. Due up this half for Phoenix, Ryan Watts, Carver Wallowicz, and Luke Jennings. Watts walked and would score earlier in the contest. Now, behind the count, a ball and 2 strikes. That pitch low. And I was doing the math there for a moment. It was 12 runs on 12 hits for Henley in the second. Here's the 2-2. Foul. Two the count to Watts. That pitch will miss high. Count runs full now. 3-2 to the leadoff hitter in the third for Phoenix. And we've got time on the field. As wonder if this will be a pitch count thing for Coach. We'll see what the ruling is here if they decide to change pitchers. No, it doesn't look like anything's doing. Hamilton going to stay out there. He's got a smile on his face, as does Shively, jogging back behind home plate. Only can wonder what was said by Coach Connor out there. And the full count to Watts. Walked for ball 4. Runner aboard at first. That'll bring up Carver Wallowicz. Hamilton set and delivers the pitch. Fouled off, 0-1. Hamilton set with the 0-1. That one will miss wide. 1-1. It was 2 runs in the top of the first for Phoenix. They went down in order in the second, but now a leadoff base runner here in the third as they try to work back into this game. They trail by 11. That pitch taken for strike 2, 1-2. Line drive will get down into center field. A base hit for Wallowicz. Makes him 2 for 2 on the day and moves Watts up to second for Luke Jennings. Jennings today 0 for 1. He struck out earlier in the game. Hamilton set and delivers. That's hit in the sky. Center field. Over is actually Austin to call him off. The left fielder making the catch for the first out. And now Sam Schiltz to bat for Phoenix. Schiltz so far this game 0 for 1, a strikeout. Sam was 0 for 2 in game 1 earlier today. Here's the pitch. Taken for strike 1. The 0-1. Oh, Schiltz had to duck out of the way of that one. A ball and a strike as the fastball high and in almost plunked him. One away in the top of the third, and Watts at second. Wallowicz at first for Phoenix. Schiltz, the freshman, in a 1-1 count. Lines one into right field. That'll get down, and off the glove of Frank in right. It got past him. Rounding third and headed for home is Watts. The throw is not in time and gets past Shively. And that will put Watts home, scoring. It's 13-2, or 13-3 rather. And that will advance Wallowicz to third, Schiltz to second as he advanced on the error. So give him the base hit plus the error there. And that'll bring up Luca Patron. Patron offers up and fouls off the first pitch he sees, but he bats with 2 runners in scoring position and still 1 away. Patron is 1 for 1 today. He hit an RBI single, 2 runs scored in the first. That was each of Phoenix's 2 runs before this most previous RBI single from Schiltz. It's an 0-2 count now to Patron. And the pitch. Flared foul once more. Count remains 0-2. Here's the 0-2 home to Patron. Swung on and missed in the dirt. Oh, no, he fouled it off. Staying alive. Nice job there by Patron. The pitch. That one is hit in foul territory behind first. Playable for Harper. And he will make the catch for the second out. Caden Cunningham to bat now for Phoenix. 0 for 1 today. Popped out to second base in the first inning. Two runners out there waiting for him in scoring position. Schiltz at second and Wallowicz at third. Hamilton trying to hold on to this lead. The pitch is taken low for a ball, 1-0. And we're going to have a runner come in for Schiltz at second and the pitcher Wallowicz at third. And a 1-0 count to Cunningham at the plate. The pitch. Shallow center field. Coming in is the center fielder Price. And that one will get down. Did it? Wow, what a catch by Hayes, diving backwards. My, oh my, I didn't know if he caught it or not first. That was a fantastic play to end the inning. The Pirates do score one on a couple of base hits, but they trail 13-3 as we head to the bottom of the third. 104.3 and 960 Sports, mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Getting ready for the bottom of the third inning at Henley High School as the Hornets lead the Pirates 13-3. Due up this half for Henley, Owen Harper, Bo Pyle, and Max Price. Still on the mound for Phoenix is Carver Wallowicz. So far today for Carver, it's been 8 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned. He struck out 2 and walked 2 so far. A 1-0 count to Harper after the first pitch misses. Here's the second look for Harper. That one will miss as well. 2-0. Harper today is 1 for 2. Struck out in the first, hit an RBI single in the second inning. The 2-0. Harper pops one up. Foul territory, out of play. And a 2-1 count now to the Henley first baseman. Count 3-1. We've got a foul ball retriever from the Phoenix fans, a young man. I don't think you get anything in return, though, for getting all these foul balls. I remember when I was in Little League, if you brought a foul ball to the concession stand, you got a free hot dog. I'd go collecting those like all day long. Harper pops one out to second base. It's gloved by Bayhard for the first out here in the third. Pyle bats now for Henley. 1 for 2 today, an RBI double last inning in the big 12-run inning that the Hornets put together. That pitch misses, 1-0. Hornets looking for a little insurance here right now, leading by 10. Looking to pad that lead a little bit. Here's the 1-0. Misses, 2-0. Hornets mercy ruled Phoenix earlier today to the tune of 17-5. Here's the 2-0. Misses 3-0. Wallowicz from the windup trying to find the strike zone here on the 3-0 pitch. And he does, but Pyle will foul it off. 3-1. On deck, Max Price. And the pitch. That one will miss high, and a walk surrendered by Wallowicz will bring up Max Price with a runner aboard at first. And one away here in the third inning. Here's the pitch. First one to Price, called strike one. A nice pitch there on the outside by Wallowicz to get ahead of the Henley freshman. Price today, 2 for 2. A single and a run scored last inning. Then he drove in 2 more on a 2 RBI double later in that same inning. Takes the 0-1 low, 1-1 this season for Max. Batting .245, 15 RBIs this season. Here's the 1-1 from Wallowicz. That pitch in the dirt misses outside as well. 2-1. The score, 13-3 Henley in the bottom of the third inning. Aboard at first for the Hornets is Bo Pyle, and at the dish is Max Price. The 2-1 to Price on its way. Fouled off. Count moves to 2-2. Lane Frank on deck for the Hornets. Then Ian Meyer waits in the hole. Wallowicz set with the 2-2. Kicks and delivers. Off-speed pitch in the dirt, and the count runs full for Price. Middle infield for Phoenix. Watts at short. Bayhard at second. Looking to turn 2. Plan to double play depth. Here's the full count pitch. That is in the dirt and a walk. Will put runners at first and second for Lane Frank. Conference out on the mound as Phoenix coaches calling for time. A perfect time for us to remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by Klamath Falls Subaru. Through the Subaru Love Promise and Subaru Share the Love events, Klamath Falls Subaru has donated thousands of dollars to dozens of hometown charities. Comfortable and not corporate. At Klamath Falls Subaru, stop by and say hi. It'll be Lane Frank to bat once the meeting on the mound is concluded. Frank is 1 for 2 today, has grounded out and singled in a run earlier in the game. And Pyle, along with Coach Teeters and Lane Frank, walking back towards the home dugout. It looks like we're going to have a pitching change for Phoenix. We'll step aside and get all the changes for you next on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate!
Bottom of the third, we have a pitching change for Phoenix, and it's going to be Luke Jennings coming in to pitch for the Pirates. Carver Wallowicz moves over to first, and that is the only change for the Pirates here in the inning. We'll take a look at Luke Jennings in a moment as takes over with Pyle at second, Price at first, and Frank at the plate. First pitch, a nice off-speed pitch that finds the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Take a look at Jennings this season. This will be his 7th appearance as he fires the 0-1 into the dirt. Now a ball and a strike for Jennings. This season an ERA of 4.2 in 13 and a third innings work. Most of it out of the bullpen this season for Jennings. Pitch in the dirt there, 2-1. Phoenix sophomore getting work in against arguably the best team in the state at any classification. 2-1. Grounded foul, 2-2. I say that because Henley stands at 17 wins right now, which is the most out of any other baseball team in the state of Oregon. Now, of course, they are in the 4A class, and you look around at some of the bigger 5A, 6A schools. They've got some good squads, but I'd put Henley up against any of them this season. They've looked very good. 2-2 still to count to Frank after that pitch was fouled off. Ian Meyer on deck, and that one will miss. The count runs full. Jennings set with the full count. Frank pops it up behind first. Wallowicz running, but runs out of room. And we'll do it again. Full count to Lane Frank. Frank takes the full count pitch in the dirt, and that will load him up for Ian Meyer. Back-to-back-to-back walks for the Phoenix pitching staff. 2 credited to Wallowicz, this most previous one to Jennings. It was his first task out of the bullpen. Now Meyer bats. He is 1 for 1 today. He singled and would knock in a run in the second. Then also in that big second inning, had a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Pitch in the dirt, kicks away from Schiltz, and that will score Pyle from third. Henley now up 14-3. Everyone else up a station, so Price at third, Frank at second, and a 1-0 count to Ian Meyer. Again, already 2 RBI on the day for Ian. And it's been an interesting year, I think, for Ian Meyer, a guy who hasn't seen all that much action for Henley, but when he does, he's been very productive. I mentioned this is only his 6th game appeared in this year, but he's batting .400, and he has 4 RBIs. And he lines one into center field and could add a couple more. Price scores. Frank is going to score. And Meyer trying to get greedy, advancing to second, but he's tagged out. Well, we'll still give him the RBI single and an A+ for effort as he's out trying to advance. And Henley leads now 16-3. Two outs and the base is empty for Luke Austin. Pitch misses low. 1-0 the count to Austin, who is 2 for 2 today. A couple of singles and a couple of runs scored for the Henley left fielder. The 1-0. Austin takes that one, 2-0. Outside, Luke Austin takes strike one. The count 2 balls and a strike to Austin. On deck, Aiden Hayes. Hornets have scored 3 runs this inning. 2 of them off of the RBI single from Ian Meyer a moment ago. Here's the 2-1. Austin pops one to third base. Cunningham calls everybody off, but it's actually Watts who will come in and overrule as the shortstop to put that one away and end the inning. Again, the Hornets score 3 in that inning on 1 base hit. It was an RBI single from Ian Meyer to go up 16-3. Heading to the 4th inning on 104.3 and 960 Sports, Basin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as
Henley baseball continues on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Henley leading 16-3 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Due up this half for Henley, it'll be the top of their order: Aiden Hayes, Connor Shively, and Mark Carpenter. And it's still going to be Jennings out there. First pitch taken for a ball, 1-0. So far on the day, Hayes is 3 for 3. A couple of singles and a double. Also give him an RBI this afternoon. Sends one on a line into center field. And a leadoff single for Aiden Hayes. Have yourself a day. 4 for 4 so far. Connor Shively bats now. He's also 3 for 3. Takes strike one. That one will miss wide. 1-1. Shively will take the fastball high. He has got 3 RBIs today, a couple of singles, and a triple on the afternoon for Shively thus far. Here's the 2-1 home. Takes strike two, a nice pitch, and maybe an even better frame-up job by Sam Schiltz to keep that one steady for the home plate umpire to make the call. 2-2, the count to Shively. Here it is. Shively lifts one to left field. Coming in is the left fielder Patron to make the catch for the first out. Carpenter bats now, 0 for 2 today. He has popped out twice, and he did walk in the second inning and came around to score. Carpenter in the previous game played today was very good. A 2-run home run and a 2 RBI double. Extends his lead, or his hold on the RBI conference lead. But here today hasn't had the same luck. And pops one, foul territory into left field. That will drop harmlessly to the turf. That'll be strike one to Carpenter. On deck, Thomas Bakke. Here's the pitch from Jennings. Taken for strike two. Carpenter letting a good one go there. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better pitch this at-bat. The 0-2 to Carpenter is in the dirt. Taking off for second is Hayes. He will get in there. Pardon me, 1-2 the count, and Carpenter sends one off the mound and into center field. Round in third and scoring is Aiden Hayes. Carpenter aboard at first with an RBI single. And that makes this one 17-3. Henley leads. 15 base knocks on the day for the Hornets brings up Thomas Bakke. He will hit for Owen Harper today, who finished the day 1 for 3. And an RBI for Harper as well. This will be Bakke's first look at Jennings in the dirt. And a 1-0 count. Bakke bounces one out towards first. Up with it is Wallowicz. He'll touch the bag for 1. That's the second out. But advancing to second is Carpenter. And that'll bring up Carson Sims. The freshman Sims started at second base in the first game earlier today, but was taken out of the batting order, had a designated hitter in for him, and now an opportunity for Sims to see some more pitching. Sims batting .286 on the year. The 1-0 popped into foul territory. Playable for the first baseman, Wallowicz, and he will not make the grab. Ball and a strike. Wallowicz had to go a long way to try to make that catch. Sam Schiltz and Carson Sims, former teammates in Little League. Learned that the other day, that Schiltz used to play here in the Klamath Basin and was teammates for Carson Sims. And as a matter of fact, when Carson was playing for his dad in Little League, Sam was also on that team. The 1-1 is skied out towards center field, and that'll get down for a base hit. Sims, an RBI single, makes this one 18-3. Scores Carpenter. RBI for Sims, and that's his first RBI at the varsity level. The freshman taking advantage there and knocking in a run. Here's Max Price. First pitch to him will miss outside. Nobody holding Sims at first. And, it pitched low to Price, called a strike. A ball and a strike. Shiv Patel waits on deck. The 1-2. Fouled back. 1-2. For Max Price today, 2 for 2. He also walked. He scored 3 runs. An RBI double is where he's left his mark in this game. That came in the second inning. The 1-2 pitch. Flared towards right. Over is the right fielder, Calhoun. That will drop in front of him, and he'll kick it around out there. They're going to keep Sims at third. That'll put runners at the corners with 2 away for Shiv Patel. Shiv this season, he's still searching for his first base hit, although not a huge sample size. This will only be his 6th plate appearance. Pitch to Patel. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Had the timing down just a little bit underneath that one. Henley dugout on their feet for Patel. Again, hoping for his first base hit. He is the only guy on the team without a hit this season. 1-1 is going to be taken high. 2-1. Two outs and runners at the corners for the Hornets. Patel takes ball 3 inside. Now, Patel has also not earned a walk this season. He's reached on an error, and he's been hit by a pitch. Here's the 3-1. Fouled off. A full count pitch to Patel on the way. Shiv awaits the 3-2. Swung on and missed, and that will end the inning. But the Hornets do score 2 on 4 base hits. They leave 2 stranded. They lead 18-3 with a chance to end it in the 5th. This is Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Middle of the Phoenix order up to try to extend this ball game. Right now they trail 18-3. It would take 6 runs this inning for the Pirates to try to extend it. Carver Wallowitz, Luke Jennings, Sam Schultz, the guys to get the job done against Corbin Hamilton. Here's the pitch. Taken on the inner third for strike 1. Wallowitz had to scoot out of the way of that one, but he is hugging the plate, so even so, probably still caught the inner third. 0-1. Here's the pitch from Hamilton. That one will miss inside, no doubt about it. A ball and a strike to Wallowitz. Hamilton might just be trying to back Wallowitz off the plate a little bit and take command of the zone. Here's the 1-1. Taken wide, 2-1. Hops one behind second base. Sims under it, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Brings up Luke Jennings, 0 for 2 in this ball game. He's struck out and popped out in 2 at-bats so far. Here's the pitch from Hamilton. That'll miss inside. 1-0. Shively trying to frame that one up for him. Looked an awful lot like the first strike called against Wallowitz, but this will go in as ball 1. That one finds the zone, a ball and a strike. On deck, Sam Schultz. And a 1-1 count to Jennings with 1 away in the top of the 5th. That one is sent a jolt behind it to left field. That'll get down. Extra base hit. No, it foul. Looks like just barely hooked foul at the end. And so just a loud strike 2 to Jennings. I thought he took a big turnaround first. I can't quite see down the left field line, much like those of you watching on MyBasin.com. So I was looking at Jennings, see how hard he was bolting for second. But, in fact, a foul ball. Here's the 1-2. That's fouled off. Count remains. Here's the 1-2. That one is sent to left field again. Curves foul, 1-2. I talked about it at the top of today's broadcast that it was going to be a chilly one today, and we were hoping to avoid the rain. Well, it seems, at least so far, that we've avoided the rain, and it's remained cold. 49 degrees was the start of the ball game today. 49 degrees is where it is right now. Line drive into right field. Luke Jennings aboard with a 1-out single. Fifth base hit of the contest for Phoenix brings up Sam Schultz. Schultz is 1 for 2 today. An RBI single in the third and a strikeout in the first. Here's the first pitch to Schultz. Taken for a strike, 0-1. Out in front of the off-speed pitch there, 0-2. Looked like Hamilton might have come in with a little bit of a change-up there. Hamilton set with the 0-2. Here it is. Swung on and missed. Down on strikes for the second time today. And that will bring up Luca Patron. Patron, 2 RBI single in the first and a flyout in the third, puts him at 1 for 2 on the afternoon. He represents Phoenix's final chance to extend this game. Here's the pitch. Misses high from Hamilton, 1-0. The pitch. In the dirt, 2-0. Hamilton has done a nice job staying around the zone for the most part today. Behind in the count here, 2-0, but otherwise he's only got 2 walks on the afternoon. That one will find the zone, 2-1. A nice curveball started in on Patron's hands, broke back across the zone. Taken for strike 2, and the Pirates down to their final strike of the afternoon. Here it is. Weakly bounced foul down the third base line. And we'll try it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Patron. Jennings aboard at first. Henley leads 18-3 here in the top of the 5th. Hamilton set with the 2-2. Here it is. Taken for ball 3. On deck is Caden Cunningham. He'll get a chance here if Patron finds a way to extend this ball game. Full count. Here it is. Fouled back. All right, here we try it again. Full count pitch to Patron. Hamilton set, kicks, fires, runner from first on the way, but down looking is Patron. And the Henley Hornets complete a 4-game sweep of the Pirates over the course of the season, and we'll be back to recap this one for you when we come back on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Final score, Henley 18, Phoenix 3.
Introducing Smith's Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever. Wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Final score of the second game this afternoon, 18-3. Henley, 18 runs, 16 hits, 3 errors this afternoon for Phoenix. 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors for the Pirates today. Winning pitcher Corbin Hamilton, he went the distance and looked pretty good doing it. What's up next for Henley? Well, they've got a couple of days off before they find themselves at legendary Kiger Stadium to take on the Klamath Union Pelicans. That'll be a Saturday doubleheader at noon, and you'll be able to catch that one right here on 104.3 and 960 or mybasin.com. Meantime, for Phoenix, well, they've got the rest of the weekend off. As a matter of fact, they are going to play Klamath Union next as well. That'll be on Tuesday and Thursday back at Culver Fields. That'll be an interesting matchup. That'll help decide who places third in the Skyline Conference. Certainly looking forward to keeping tabs on that one next week. Henley improves to 18-1, 10-0 in conference play. The Phoenix Pirates fall to 2-8 in league play and 6 and 14 overall this year. Thanks to everybody who's made today's broadcast possible, both head coaches, always being a pleasure to work with, Mr. Joe Tacchini, all of his assistants, and Bill Hutchinson, the Phoenix Pirates, and everybody who assists him, making today's broadcast real easy for us. Once again, final score today, 18-3. Henley extends their unbeaten conference winning streak to 10 games. I'm Josh Eldridge saying so long from Rosser Field at Henley High School.